Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, people? Happy if you celebrate New Year's Eve. This is a pop-up stream. That's why I didn't have a whole lot planned. I changed the intro up just because of that, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Salute to Brother Love, salute to Handling Jones, and salute to Mike Butcher. Hope you guys are having a good evening. Hope you guys have been having a good weekend. I've been having a good weekend. We accomplished some goals this year. The main goal was getting the channel to 1,000 and above 1,000, and we're finally there. So that is a good thing. That is a great thing to celebrate. A lot of things have been happening in the world that I talk about tech in 2022. Near the end of the year, things have picked up and changed so drastically. But one of the things that hasn't changed is the intro. Let's go. There's the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Cova, the technician. And I'm glad to be back at it again with another live stream. Salute to the people watching me in the chat room. Salute to the people watching me in the clouds. You can come on down. Ain't nobody checking for you up there. And salute to people watching me on a replay. I greatly appreciate you for your time and your energy. Like I said before, oh my goodness, what am I even doing? You know, I can't do the whole stream without finding my track. What are we doing, Cova? Are we that rusty?
Take it away, feeling too good to me. Chilling all day, all in your space is where I wanna be. Here in this room, what did you do? I just can't get enough. Too caught up in your love. I've been trying to forget.
There we go. There we go. So, anyway, like I was saying, we are here at the cusp of 2022 going into 2023, and this is a pop-up live stream. I didn't plan this, but I felt like going live, and I said, why not, right? If you feel it, you should do it, unless it's something bad, and then you shouldn't do that. Don't do bad things because you feel them. That's not good. Anyway, let's wrap up 2022 for the channel, which is pretty good for the channel because, you know, I did stop streaming for like 6 months maybe, and we still crossed the 1,000 subs threshold, which was still impressive, which is evident. 23 is over you. Phone Tech at Work says, what's up, Cova? 2023 is Cova year. Yes, it is. Most definitely it is. Shout out to Phone Tech at Work. Yes, it is. 2023 is going to be the year. And we may change things on the channel. We actually may change directions overall in the content that we even do on the channel. But we're debating some of those things. But I ain't changing the name. I love the name. The name is Cova technician. So that name, congrats on the 1K subs. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that for 1,000. I appreciate that. Salute to Phone Tech at Work. I greatly appreciate that. 1,000 subs. Why did it take you long to get to 1,000, bro? It does not about taking long. It's just about getting there. That's it. It's not about taking long. It's just about getting there. Sometimes we focusing. We gonna take focusing issues into 2023 Sigma. So it's not about how fast you get there. It's just about how you get there. That's all that matters. Let me see if we can pull up some of these chats. See if we can pull up some of these chats. It also doesn't help that sometimes out the year I'll stop doing content for like 5 to 6 months. There's also that. But again, like, it's not a, it's not a race. Let's see if my Twidget, Twidget's gonna act up on this screen. Oh, it's all the way down here. There we go. There we go. I'm just gonna come out here and do the minimalist one. Okay. There we go. Yeah, so yeah, it's not about how long it takes you, it's just as long as you get there. Universe don't care how long it takes as long as you do it. Rasta Realities, what's going on? Wow. Rasta Realities, what's going on? Salute to you, sir. So it's important to remember that. Don't want to get you never want to get caught up in a race. You're racing against yourself. You can't outrun yourself. You get it? Because you got to take your time, perfect your craft, understand who and what you are. It's all part of the game.
I gotta tell you something I could do. I could be running around chasing you, but I won't. Cause I got better things to do. Rather spend my precious time chasing somebody who loves me too. If I got $1 for every time you slam the door.
There you go. It's just part of the game. That's how it goes. But it is let's see what we got. I know it's not a rat race, but some dudes in YouTube still have to pay bills, bro. I know I pay bills regardless of YouTube. See, the thing with YouTube is, right? You have to take in consideration, right? You have to take in consideration when you're doing a YouTube channel. Are you doing it strictly for business, for profit? Are you doing it as like a creative outlet? Are you doing it as a hobby? And mash the like button. Mosh up. Mosh up. Boop, 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 boop. Mosh it up. Mosh up. Mash up the like button, man. Tech Gentleman, what's going on? Salute to you, man. What's going on? Salute to Tech Gentleman, what's popping? Yeah, like I was saying, hit them likes up. I greatly appreciate it. When you're doing YouTube, you gotta figure out what you want to do and how you want to do it, right? You gotta figure out your process. You gotta figure out your plan. You gotta figure out your strategy, what you're doing it for, how you doing it, and how you want it to be done, right? So if you're on YouTube, you broke, you ain't got a job, you ain't got shit to do like Cracking Friday, and you on YouTube, yeah, I don't know, it might be a little rough for you, because it depends. Like, so when I built my setup, over the course of like a few years, right? So, I've gone through 3 computers at this point now, right? I've gone through webcams and I went through GoPros, I went through phones, and now I have a camera, and then I upgraded the lens on the camera, and then we were doing in 1080p. Now we've been streaming in 4K for the past year and a half. We've improved the music, the visual quality, the audio quality, the presentation. So everything's been a gradual progression. And if you're operating in a deficit, right? If you simply need to make a video to pay a bill, then you're operating in a deficit, right? And I wouldn't tell anyone to put themselves in that position. Definitely not for no YouTube, right? Now, some content creators that do get paid and do get paid well, it does become a full-time income for them, right? YouTube has never been a full-time. I don't make money off of YouTube. I don't make money on YouTube. I've made money off of YouTube, right? So there's a difference, right? You make money on YouTube, super chats, AdSense. You make money off of YouTube by selling products through YouTube, consultations, service work, advertisement, things like that. So I've made money off of YouTube, right? But I've never operated in a place where YouTube is my sole income. Now, if you have a full-time creator, then YouTube is their sole income. And if you're a full-time creator, YouTube is your sole income, you're still doing it wrong with whatever money you're earning, because the way the platform work and the way platforms work, you never want one platform to be the way you make all of your money. That's not how you should operate. It doesn't matter if you have 1,000 subs, 100,000, or 1,000,000 subs. It should never be you look forward to the 27th of the end of the month. At the end of the month, I think it's the 27th. Look forward to the 27th, because that's when you get your YouTube AdSense check, and that's it. That shouldn't be, because if that's the case, you might as well just get a job, right? You're supposed to monetize your content in multiple ways, right? There's multiple ways to monetize your content, just simply outside of posting a video. And the same thing goes for live streaming, right? If you need to do a live stream to get paid, you're doing it wrong. If you need to do a video to get paid, you're doing it wrong. Everything that you put out should make money over time, so that you can be doing other things to make more money, and you have all these multiple things to make money for you, so you don't just have to sit there and, oh my God, the video did. Yeah, the video did 15K views. 15K views. Oh God. Oh, I only got made 800 off this video. Oh God. Oh, I don't know. Oh, we got Sir Sir Ism, what's going on? Salute to you. Congrats on 1K, Cova. I appreciate that. From the Macasphere. Thank you. So yeah, man. So anyway, so for 2022, kind of a up and down year. We put out some great video. Actually, got a clip that, homie. Feel free. Go ahead. Ism, clip it. Clip. Go ahead, man. One of the biggest things that I changed for the channel this year was the actual graphics, right? And what I mean by that was like just changing like the graphics, like the art of the channel, like putting a little bit more effort into like the thumbnails, change the banner. Of course, right now my logo is the little AI art icon. Once I figure out what my logo needs to actually be, I'll go ahead and change that to, something more appropriate for the brand. I changed up a lot of things for the channel, art wise. And here's the thing, right? So I was talking to Rainin about this. Shout out to Rainin. Shout out to Raining Woman. So I was talking to Raining about this, and you know, I've only, right, here's the crazy thing, right? Here's the crazy thing about my channel. I've only been doing content for 3 years, going on 3 years, right? I started really seriously like making content, streaming on the channel in 2019 of January, right? Because I'm just sitting there, I'm like, oh, I've been making content since so-and-so, and I look back in my studio and I look to my oldest video, and literally the oldest video I have is from 2019. So then it kind of makes you appreciate the concept, right, of not operating in time. Because if you're in time, then you're paying attention to the seconds and the minutes and the hours. Kevin Kelly. Wagwan Soursop King. Not a tech show. What's going on? What's up? Like what you did with the changes. Appreciate it. Not a tech show. So, like, you looking back, like, you know, if you're counting the minutes and the hours and the seconds, yeah, time's gonna drag. But if you're not really paying attention to the time, you're just paying attention to the process of doing, you know, doing the work and putting out, you know, the content that you want to put out, then you lose that concept of time, and then you're not really let me see. Then you're not really paying attention to all of that, because for me to go back and look and say, oh shit, I've been doing content since 2019. We're in 2022. Right? That's not a lot of time to be actually like really making content, to have made the advancements in the way I produce the content and the way I make content, the way I just do things on the platform. It hasn't been that long of a time. Right? It hasn't been that much time, right? Like sometimes it'll take creators 4, 5, even 6 years to figure things out, to do things differently, right? My learning curve has been very steep in the uptrend, going up, right? So in 2019, we were doing videos in the phone, looking into the phone like this, right? With a lavalier mic, live streaming with GIFs and images, because we weren't ready to go on camera without a proper webcam. And then we were going live with a webcam, right? The lighting wasn't that great. The audio was always messing up because I was learning how to use the mic and the EQ and audio equipment. I have camera equipment knowledge and expertise, so the learning curve to figure that stuff out wasn't that hard for me, right? It didn't take that long. It just took trying and practicing and figuring things out, right? So when it came to the camera, same concept. I know how to use cameras. Been using cameras all my life. Just got to figure out how to make it work for the what I'm doing here when it comes to live streaming. And you figure you got to learn the software. Went off of Streamlabs, came back to OBS. Was on StreamYard, left StreamYard, solely on OBS. Now we have this here, right? We have the digital background. This is not even a green screen. This is the RTX technology automatically removing the background, so I don't even need a green screen anymore. The lights are on in my studio, and I just turn on RTX and it turns everything off. We made a lot of advancements in the time going into 2022, and we only going up from there. We only going up. It's up there now. That's what they say. It's up. If it's up, then it's up. So yeah, the biggest improvement this year was embracing more of that graphic design talent. So where we're changing the artwork for the thumbnails and the titles and the banner and and improving the graphics. Near the end of the year, I've been ripping it up using these AI tools. I mean, you have to understand something, right? AI, computers, and technology are going to replace a lot of jobs or a lot of fields of profession, right? A lot of that's going to be freelance work, right? There's AI tools. There's AI tools that's going to come out. Let's see, JM. Let me see. Do you feel like you have spent too much time worrying about the quality of content and the technology you use as opposed to the value and main concepts of the channel? No. Nope, absolutely not. Because when it comes to how I do things, right? And that's a good question. And when it comes to how I do things, everything was a process, right? So when I first started live streaming, right? And that's also because you know, taking time to figure out what it is that you want to be about. So when I first started live streaming, I would stream from my phones on Streamlabs, right? In the phone, looking into the phone or having the phone pointed at the ground, right? So obviously that's not an optimal way of producing content in the long run. It's just not. So that's how I used to stream. I used to stream pointing the phone at the ground or walking around with the phone, not even looking into the phone. So then I started streaming from the phone, looking into the phone, right? So then when I would stream at home, I'd fire up this music because Epidemic Sounds was one of the first things I got. Like when I first started streaming, I had Epidemic Sounds as long as I've been making content. So when I was streaming at home, I'd pull it up on OBS and I'd find like a GIF. Like I'd find a GIF and I'd be playing the music on the GIF while live streaming. If you've been subscribed to me for a long time, if you've seen the streams that I've done with the GIFs and the images playing music in the background, give me a 1. That shows me how long some of the people have been, because the people that's watching me now probably didn't even see, probably maybe Kevin Kelly, and that's it. Because I used to stream with pictures in OBS and just talk, right? There's people who do it, but that's still not a optimal way of producing content in a professional way, in my opinion. But I was doing that because I didn't learn the skills and the techniques and the tools. I didn't have the tools. I didn't have the knowledge at the time because I was still learning. It was a new skill set for me, live streaming. So as I learned OBS and I learned and acquired more skills, the quality improves. You see, when you learn more, you know how to do more. So JM1, okay, JM1, you've seen the GIF streams. So when you're improving your skills, you change the quality. Handling was there too. Handling was there, right? Handling was there. Handling, I think, was one of my earliest subscribers. It was him. It was D-Rock, Den, Freelance, Ronin. What was this? Biz Miller was there. Rain had been there for the minute. There's a lot of people there that seen those streams with the gifs and images and stuff like that, right? So as you learn more, you're supposed to improve. Like as your knowledge goes up, the tools that you use, to, expand upon your creativity, share your creativity, those are going to go up as well, right? So when you're learning more, you're improving more. When you're improving more, you're learning more, right? So as I'm learning more how to use the software, how to use the gear, I upgrade my gear. Because when I first started, I had when I first started, I had bro, I don't even know what I first. No, when I first started streaming on a computer, I had the Steinberg UR22. Yep, Biz Miller. I had the Steinberg UR22 mic. No, the interface, right? The Steinberg UR22. So then I did a stream because I got donations and I upgraded the mic because I went through a couple of little budget mics and I got the Audio-Technica AT2020. Still using the UR22 interface. Then we had little, definitely learned some things over here. Absolutely. So then we had the little budget lights. We improved the lights. Then I got the Go XLR, right? So the Go XLR is a full-fledged podcast mixer, right? So once I got the Go XLR, that's allowed me to no longer need voice meter, because if you remember, I used to have issues with voice meter playing music, and it would hamper my streams because I would have issues with voice meter. That's the reason why I got Go XLR. Nothing wrong with voice meter. It wasn't a great experience for me, so I moved on off of voice meter. When I got the camera, right? This is all going to fast forward to 2020, right? Because once I got the Go XLR, I was streaming. I was streaming on a 720p webcam. Then I got the Logitech Brio, and then we were streaming it for like we was doing a 4K stream with the Logitech Brio. So as I'm learning how to incorporate more technology, the quality of the content is improving, and then you're getting a better understanding of what it is that you want to do on the channel. Like, what type of content do you want to do as you're learning and understanding the gear more, right? So once I acquired, you know, the A6400 that I got in 2020, and then I got the Sigma 1.6, the Sigma 16 1.4 lens. That's it. We good to go now, right? That is the optimal amount of kit outside of me getting this Ashton Stealth, right? I upgraded the Ashton Stealth. It's the Ashton Stealth SM7B. I got the Stealth because I like the way it looks and I like the sound, and it has different modes. Once you got that piece, those pieces of kit, we're done. Like, there's no more gear to buy. There isn't anything else to make things look better, make things look nicer. Now you just got to practice the craft and do the content, right? You got to produce the content with the gear that you have, right? Because when you buy more gear, the gear is supposed to facilitate more content. And if the gear doesn't facilitate more content and better content, there's no point in buying the gear. Let's see what else we got. What do you think of successful YouTubers that are using a cell phone, basic computer, and basic computer skills? Well, here's the thing, right? There aren't YouTubers who are using like basic computer skills, right? There is no such thing as basic computer skills when it comes to creating content, right? That's a misconception, because learning how to edit videos is not a basic skill, right? That is a skill all in itself, right? So you got to learn how to edit, right? So then you got to learn how to edit. You got to edit on your phone or your tablet, your desktop or your laptop, right? So you got to learn a skill. Then when it comes to thumbnails, you have to learn a skill. Thumbnails is a skill. It is an art skill. You make thumbnails on your phone. You make thumbnails on your computer. You use Photoshop, Photopea. What's the other one? GIMP, right? Microsoft Paint. What are you using? You have to make a thumbnail, okay? Then it comes to titles, marketing. Do you know what a title is? Do you know how to write a title? Do you know what an effective title is? Do you know a title that makes sense for your video? Do you know a title that makes sense for your video that would make sense to other people? And you gotta understand the description. Do you write a description? Do you know the benefits of a description? Do you know how a description works with Google and its algorithm? Do you know what SEO is? Do you know what SEO keywords is? Do you know SEO keywords that are important to your video that connect your video to your audience? Do you know how to use those SEO keywords? Canva, there we go. Thank you. Canva. I know there was one I was missing. I only use Photoshop, but I know there was one I was missing that a lot of people use. Canva. Keep It Techie uses Canva. Right? So when people see YouTubers and like they're on their phones and they think, oh, that's a simple skill. It's not a simple skill, right? It's not. It doesn't take skill to shit post, right? There's no skill in shit posting. Like, hey, upload, that's it. It doesn't take skill to shit post, right? But most people that are quote unquote successful, what people would consider successful, they're not shit posting. They still have to edit. Some people just take one take, right? They'll just do one take video and just upload it, right? Because they got the fan base to do that, right? So like say Ordinary Gamers, I think there's an Indian dude, right? I think like he just kind of takes, well, no, he edits his videos, right? He edits his videos anyway, right? So there's people that edits like Sticks and Hammer, right? He's a commentary. He just sits down, talks, does this one take and then he's done, right? There's no editing involved with that. There's no pictures. There's no go to screen number 1 and 2. There's none of that. Just sit down, record, and upload. Okay? But there's still him talking into a camera. That's a camera he's talking into, right? You can use your phone to make content, but it's not, basic computer skills, right? So learning how to edit, ride share, what's going on? Happy New Year. Yeah, what's going on, John? What's going on ride share? I know you know. Shout out to Ride Share Rodeo. Shout out to John. That's my boy. John got a book. If I reach, I'm gonna knock things down. But John, I hope I pronounce his name right. Milcallion. He has a good book on Amazon. I've showed the book a couple times on my channel. That's a good dude. So there's no, like, when you're talking about content creation, like, this is to make and produce content is not a simple skill set to acquire and learn. It's not, right? And if you have a propensity to create content, or you have created content in different ways before coming to YouTube, then there are certain things that are easier for you to understand and comprehend, and it doesn't take as long as it would for other people, right? So I've used digital cameras. I filmed. John has 3 books now. Oh, he does? Okay, I gotta look them up now, because I got 1 of the 3. I think I got the first one he made. So I shot with 4K cameras before they were popular on YouTube. Like, I've worked with audio and lighting equipment. So for me, it wasn't that hard to understand lighting, right? I just needed to learn how to use the equipment with the software, which was new to me. The software was new. So if you're talking to a person that doesn't know anything about filming, doesn't know anything about lighting, doesn't know anything about editing, because I taught classes in editing, in video editing, right? So editing isn't a thing for me. It's just which tools to use, and the techniques are different. But editing isn't a thing for me. So if you have a person who has never edited anything, and I'm self-taught too. So if you have a person who's never edited anything in their life, that is an entirely new skill set. That is not a basic skill set to edit videos. It's not. To film, set up the shots, which shots you want, which shots you don't want, if you want A roll, B roll, whatever roll you want to call it, sweeping shots, side rolling shots, zoom in shots, panhandle, whatever the shot is. Like, that's not a simple skill set. So there's nothing simple or basic. I've done laser production worldwide. Yeah, like laser production worldwide since 1997. So there's nothing basic about YouTube. So some people may create basic content, but there's nothing basic about content creation. It is a new skill set, right? This is not like when you go to school, when people go to school to be a mechanic and they've never touched a car in their life. That is a new skill set. If you've worked on cars for like 3 or 4 years and you just wanted to go to school to get the certification, whatever, so the damn job will accept you because you got certification, it's not hard for you to go in there and look at the car and the carburetor and all the other stuff about the car, and you doing the thing just to get the certification because you've been doing it. Like, you're familiar with it. Like, you've worked on cars, you've worked on bikes, you've taken a look at trucks. Like, it's not new for you. So for people, when it's new, it's not a basic skill set, right? It's a new skill set. Let's see. But the new version of Photoshop make it so easy? No, absolutely not. Nope. There's nothing easy about using new software, right? There is software that makes things easy, but there is nothing easy about learning new software. If you have never learned Photoshop in your life, Photoshop, where we at now? Photoshop 2021, 2022, whatever one looks confusing as fuck to you. It doesn't even matter if they've made it simple for you. It is new to you. Like, if I sat a person down, right? Let's say if I used to like get a 16-year-old, right? 16-year-olds now a little bit more advanced than 16-year-olds when I was 16. Well, not me, but in general, right? So you sit a 16-year-old down in front of Final Cut, and tell him take 5 videos out of his phone and edit them on a timeline. Well, actually, what's a timeline? Right? So if I take someone who's never used Photoshop and put them in front of the computer screen and say, hey, make a thumbnail. How do I get a new canvas? What's a layer? Which tool crops and cuts? How do I add one image on top of another? How do I change the color of an image? How do I make a filter work? Which filter works best? Why does this filter make the whole page change the color? I just want to change this color. It's not simple. They make it simple, but it is not simple to learn. A new skill set is never simple to learn. That's the biggest misconception when it comes to skills. A new skill is not easy to learn. To improve on a skill that you are lacking in is not easy to learn, right? Let's say basketball players taking notes. I also taught myself to edit. It's still a long way. Yeah, you gotta learn how to do it, right? Because I've edited for so long. I've edited documentaries in Final Cut, Vegas. I taught myself how to edit in Windows Movie Maker. I've used Avid. I've used Canvas, Edius, like Pinnacle. There's Pinnacle. What's the other one? Direct Show Director, 3D Director, something like that. Like, bro, I've used all kinds of software to make content. So for me, new software is nothing for me. Like, I'll sit down. Oh, what's this? All right, so what I need to do? Where's the thing to make the timeline move? How the filters looking? How does all these little tools and gadgets? Okay, I got it now. Let me go ahead and get to work. So you gotta understand that, you know, and I had to learn that too when I was teaching people things. Because on the side, I help creators learn some things about this content creation that they don't know. So I learned to understand, because I know doesn't automatically mean they know, right? So you play basketball, you want to teach a kid how to play basketball, you want to teach a kid how to shoot a jump shot. You've been shooting jump shots for 10 years. You just go, boom, you shoot your jump shot. For someone who never really sat down and told how to shoot a jump shot, you got to work through everything. You got to work through the mechanics from where you place your feet, where your elbows line up with your hip, how you make it go on your wrist. When the ball leaves your hand, what's the last finger to leave the ball, how you want to angle it, the follow through, jump forward, jump up. Like, you got to work on all of that, right? You have to train a person to do all of these things. Okay, so nothing, just because you know how to do it, you can never assume that it's easy for another person. Because that's a mistake that I've made in my past, and I had to understand that, right? Because just because I'm tech savvy and I'm talking to a person doesn't automatically mean that they themselves are tech savvy and will automatically understand every single thing that I'm talking about. K's Business Podcast, what's going on? You just chopping it up. Happy New Year. Shout out to K. Been watching your interviews, good stuff with Ron Wells. Shout out to you. Check out K's Business Podcast. So, you know, I had to learn to appreciate the fact that I know something and I have to teach it. You have to bring yourself down to teach the person so that you can relate to them. So again, like, there's no such thing as a basic skill, right? Because there's nothing basic about making content. We're not talking about entering data on a spreadsheet, and that's not basic itself. I'll tell you that much, because that shit's annoying as fuck. We're going into like 2022. Near the end of 2022, we have these AI tools that are astounding. I mean, Chat GPT is Mid-Journey AI is just fucking absurd how helpful that has been. If you haven't noticed, my thumbnails have taken a quantum leap. The last two thumbnails were a quantum leap in production, and that's because of Midjourney. Let's see what JM got. K. Okay, don't got. Yeah, K. Drop your channel link, K. So, do you recommend non-techie YouTubers to outsource the editing to a third party? I recommend a content creator to learn the concepts of editing before you outsource anything. You have to learn the thing, right? Because if you learn how to do it, that means that you can never get taken advantage of when you outsource your work, right? That's important. There's some people that got money, they don't want to be bothered. That's fine, right? If you just got money, you just want to pay, go outsource it and call it a day. But I encourage creators to learn how to edit, right? Because when you learn how to edit, just even basic editing is just simply just cutting a video, trimming a video. Pandy, what's going on? Salute to you, Pandy. Thank you. Basic editing is just cutting the timeline, trimming the video, and calling it a day. That's basic editing. But understand the process of how to edit a video, because when you outsource that to another third party, you want to understand the process so you don't get taken advantage of, right? You want to learn how to do a thumbnail so that you don't get taken advantage of when you pay someone to do a thumbnail. You want to learn how to edit and what the editing process is like so that you appreciate the process. So that when you have a problem with the product, you know what it is and how you want to address it, right? Because I've worked on projects with people who didn't know how to edit at all. And the concerns and problems they had nothing really to do with the actual project. It had to do with their lack of knowledge of how to actually edit. And you don't want to be that person. Don't be that person that says, hey, make the thing go this way. What thing? This thing, but you can't really make that go to. Why can't you just make it go this way? I see this on video. Okay? You got to appreciate the process. But eventually, after you learn how to edit and you understand the process of editing, and you no longer want to edit because you want to focus on other processes of the content creation process, like you want to outsource a certain thing that you no longer want to deal with because you want to be more focused on like making the script. You want to be more focused on filming the content, so you don't want to spend too much time on editing the content. You just want to take the clip and give it to your editor and have them edit it. Then you can do that. Then go right ahead and do it. That's what outsourcing is for. Outsource the things that are cumbersome to you, right? So if editing is cumbersome to you, then you go ahead and outsource that. Definitely outsource that. Absolutely, go ahead and outsource it. But don't just outsource it just to outsource because you just feel you need an editor. Understand the process. Appreciate the process. Because when you have comments and concerns, you know what it is that you're talking about. The worst thing as a freelancer working with people who have no knowledge is to deal with their comments and concerns from a perspective of knowing nothing. Right? That's the worst thing to do. Talking to a person who does not know what they're talking about. All they know, they just want the thing to do the thing. That's the worst thing. Do not be that person. Because I've dealt with that person many times and it's very annoying. I'll tell you that much. It's very irritating. But AI tools like Mid-Journey AI are so fucking powerful, man. I mean, you can literally do a whole thumbnail just with one image from Mid-Journey AI. And all you would need to do is Photopea, Canva, or Photoshop is just add a couple layers, put your text on, and call it a day. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. No, that's what. Let's see.
About to leave.
Any red flags when trying to find a good third-party editor? You know what? That's a tough one because I've never looked up a third-party editor. I would say not so much as red flags. It's sort of like the time frame. So if like it would actually be like if when you receive the project, honestly, because I'm a little hard to give what a red flags from a third-party editor would be, because I've never used a third-party editor. So I can't really answer that question very well. The biggest red flag of any third party is their ability to communicate, right? So a lot of times people will outsource to people far outside their time zone. Like a lot of Fiverr workers are like in Bangladesh, India. So communication for a project may be very difficult for those people. Or if you're talking to someone that's Russian, you gotta communicate with people that's in Russia. That's be problematic. So the one piece of advice I can give you when it comes to dealing with a third-party editor is make sure that their time zone difference is reasonable for you, right? Because if the time zone difference is too crazy, and on top of that, it's like a 2 or 3 day delay, then it may not be the person for you. Because if they're telling you that there's like a delay in communication of 2 to 4 days, that means they got a shit ton of projects to do. Your communication will be lacking and you won't get an answer until very much later. And when it comes to certain video topics, like you want to get a video out at this certain time, like for now, like say now we're near the end of the year, and you just now getting your video out covering like the Megan Thee Stallion Tory Lanez verdict. You're a little behind the 8 ball now. That was like 3 weeks ago. But your editor had the video for a week because he was busy making the changes that you wanted. You know, a hyper situational scenario, but that's the best scenario that I can give you with that question. So, Chat GPT allows you to make YouTube titles, make descriptions for YouTube videos, gives you ideas for YouTube videos, can even give you the SEO tags to put on your YouTube videos. It is absurd how effective and how efficient some of these AI tools have become for content creators to streamline things. So for me, the hard part of content is like the titles and the descriptions. I can write, but not in like description. I'm just not good at it. And the tags, I'm a little better with tags. So the AI tools for me, I understand a title. I understand a good YouTube title. I understand a good description, and I understand tags. So I'm not just saying, oh, I don't want to be bothered with that, I'm just going to pay someone to do it. Like, I understand it now. So because I understand it now, I can outsource that to AI. And I know what to ask it. Like, I know what a good title is. So I know what to ask ChatGPT to get the information I need now, right? Instead of just giving me a good title. Like, I know exactly what I want. I know the variations of the title that I want, and I know the type of words that I want in the title that I want to send to the AI, so the AI can give me the responses that I need, and I can break it down from there. How much does it cost? Pandy, ChatGPT is free. I don't like that one.
Free. Nope, don't like that one. Free. Test? Okay, that's not that. Test. Oh, there we go. A little bit too deep. Hey. Test. Oh no. Test. Oh no, it's too deep. It's free.
Oh my God. Oh, Scooby. Bionic School. Okay, so now with ChatGPT, you need even less skill. That goes back to my point that high-tech skills are not really necessary. No, you missed my point. Nope. We love free. Nope, you missed my point. Chat GPT still needs skills, right? Let me explain why. Chat GPT is an AI. It is smart and it is very effective, but it's still a dumb program. It is a dumb computer. It can only give you what you tell it, right? So if you don't know what an effective title is, if you don't know how to produce or what the process of an effective title is, when you're putting it into the computer, it's just going to give you a variation of what you told it, right? If I say Chat GPT, give me a good title for a YouTube video. Okay, what kind of video? What's the video about? What's the pinpoint topic that you want to bring up about the video? You see, because if you have the knowledge of these things that are important, you know, like for my Twitter files video, I asked Chat GPT. I have a live stream. I'm a live stream channel. I get 10. I have over 100,000 subs. Give me a title for the Twitter files covering the FBI documents that is controversial and with words that have never been used before. Right? Because I know Twitter files is important. The title, the word Twitter files has to be in the title. I know what the Twitter files are about, and the title has to explain what the Twitter files is about. And I know that how people work and how the algorithm works, it likes to see titles like that controversy, that pull at the emotional strings. So I tell the AI, I know what makes a good title. If you don't know what makes a good title, you're not going to get the information that makes the title good. So I know the information that I'm looking for. So I give it to Chat GPT, and then it gives me variations. I understand how to use it, so I understand how to get the variations and break the variations down. So I said, give me 5 examples. Gives you 5 examples. Good. Now give me 5 more examples without using any of the same words. Good. So take all of this information and give me a description with SEO targeted keywords linked to Twitter files, right? See, if you don't understand this, you're not going to know how to get the most out of the technology. That's why you still got to learn the basics before you go to another tool. See, I understand the basics enough, and I understand pretty much a lot of it, that when I come to the AI, I know what I'm looking for. I know what sounds like a good title. Like, okay, Twitter files. Like, let me see. Let me look up what the title said, because I don't even remember what the title said. Let me see. When I did this live stream. Okay. So when I did the live stream, it said highlights from the Twitter files live stream are revealing analysis. Okay. So then the second one, censorship and controversy, the Trump Twitter ban. Okay. Because I knew that there's a lot of censorship and controversy. I'm sorry. I haven't been drinking. Not yet. Following the ban of Trump from Twitter. So I know if I'm talking about Trump getting banned from Twitter, I know that the focal point of it is censorship and controversy. But I know that when I make that title, Trump and Twitter and ban have to be in the title. So I made a title combining all of the key points that the live stream is going to hit on. And then I followed up again using the title from the first time I used Twitter files. And I said highlights from the Twitter files live stream, removal of Donald Trump, because that stream was about talking about the removal of Donald Trump. Following up from my previous stream, you see? So it's still important, right? So at best, we need basic understanding of what we're trying to convey. Exactly. Like you can't say, it's not high-tech skills. You need an understanding. So you don't need to be an expert marketer, but you got to have an understanding. You got to understand what a title is. You got to understand the benefits of the description. You got to understand the benefits of the tags. How important are the tags? The SEO tags. Do the tags relate back into the description box? Like, you got to understand these things, right? These, like, you don't have to be as advanced as me, but you have to have an understanding, right? So my premise was never to say that you need to have high-tech skills, right? Because when people talk about editing, they think it's high-tech. You're learning a new skill altogether, right? To do what I'm doing is high-tech. Like, you get 4K. I'm streaming in 4K at 20 kilobits per second. My video code is VB9. Like, that's different. That's high-tech. That's expert level stuff. That's different. Not everybody needs to get to where I'm at doing what I'm doing. You don't gotta be where I'm at doing what I'm doing, but you gotta understand the basics. You gotta have the basic understanding, right? And learning a new skill. There's nothing basic about computers, like being a content creator. So go back to your earlier question. There are no basic content creator. Like, you have to learn a new skill. There's nothing basic about what we're doing on YouTube and Twitch and Rumble. There's nothing basic about that, unless you're doing a slideshow, and that's still not basic, because you gotta learn how to edit. You can make a slideshow on Windows Movie Maker and iMovie, but you gotta learn how to edit. So if you're a computer illiterate, you gotta learn. You gotta become computer literate to be a content creator. There's no way around that. You know, you can't be a caveman, like banging the phone on the computer, making it one think you're gonna make the video go to the internet. So, you know, ChatGPT, they're simplifying some of the more complicated aspects of content creation outside of simply making the video. So one of the biggest problems that content creators have when it comes to making content on YouTube isn't with making the content. It's like the thumbnail, the title, the description box, the tags. Like, these are the problematic things for content creators, and these are the things that ChatGPT simplifies for people. They make these things simple. They make it easy. They make it less stressful. Okay? I am at a basic level, self-taught on and Canva and TubeBuddy are my best friends for this. Exactly, right? Canva and TubeBuddy are the best, right? Some people, they just rock with Canva, and I ain't nothing wrong with that. Because if you didn't know, Canva does a lot of things that Photoshop does. Those same filters and packs that you will take from Photoshop work in Canva. If you didn't know, a lot of the things that Photoshop can be done in Photoshop are done in Canva. Don't underestimate, you know, what it takes to learn a skill. Never underestimate that. Don't underestimate how long it takes to learn a new skill. And don't underestimate the tools that you can use to make that process better. And that's what AI is doing now. AI is making the intricate, complicated things easier, right? So if you have no idea how to make a thumbnail or where to go or how to start, you can plug that into Midjourney AI. Always appreciate when you have these talks. I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. When you plug that into Midjourney AI, then it gives you images. Then you take one image and then you make variations of that image. And all you got to do is understand the prompts to put into the bot. Then you take the image you like, you upscale that image, you take that picture and you bring it into Canva. You have your thumbnail. Then after that, all you got to do is maybe add an arrow, put some text in there, whatever free assets come from Canva, whatever free assets you got from Photopea, now you got a thumbnail, right? So you can use the free assets that are in some of these apps, and the bulk of your subject comes from Midjourney. So now that you save your stress and from trying to figure out the creative process, because you already got that solved with Midjourney. So then you want to figure out a title. I say, okay, so this is my thumbnail. I know what my video is about. So now I'm going to talk to the Chat GPT and get a thumbnail title that relates to these two subjects, the thumbnail and the video. And you have a basic understanding of how to make a title now. So you say, I want to make a video about this. This is the focus. I need a couple examples. I like these examples. Give me a couple more focus with these keywords. Okay, I got that. So now give me a description with highly targeted SEO keywords. Give me one more example. Good. Okay, now take what you have here and give me about 50 tags that I would put on a YouTube video. And you done. You're done after that. You go in the description. Now they have another tool. Can you type those into chat, please? Okay, yeah. Okay, let's see where we at. Okay. So, and there's more to that, but I'm going to talk about that in my AI stream when I talk about these things, because then there's a tool to double check your description, to check for it if it's written by AI. Then there's another tool to paraphrase and rephrase what the AI is written. It makes your life very easy, but you still have to understand the basics. You have to understand the basics. So that's the one thing I always so now with AI, do you think YouTube will change their strategy and reward more those that are original and do it themselves, as opposed to the ones that take the easy route with ChatGPT? Well, so here's the thing. So YouTube, the algorithm of YouTube is not a person. It is an AI program. It is a software, and YouTube employs a number of bots to handle whatever things they want it to handle, right? So there is no governing body to dictate what is and is not original. There's only a bot or AI program that can read things based on what they tell it to read, right? So Google has a system that can read content that is created by AI, and it will get negatively downranked because it was made by AI. So just simply apply that same concept to using ChatGPT to produce things on YouTube, and it may or may not affect it. But what ChatGPT does It gives you the words that you need, right? It's not making the content for you. YouTube has no way to know that this title was made in AI, the description box was made in AI, the tags were made in AI. There's no real way to test that outside of whether or not they have a system in place to read that. And judging by the views on a couple of streams, no, they don't. System still operates on a platform that it restricts certain topics, certain words, and then it applies certain IDs and identification modifiers to people's channels based on the things that they make content on, based on the words that they use in the content and on the content. So there's nothing that YouTube will make easy for people based on quote unquote originality. Because what ChatGPT does, like, it's still an original thought, right? You had to think of the information to put into the computer. The computer, you didn't just say, give me a title. You have to say, give me a title on this topic. Give me a title on this topic with these details in mind. Give me a title on this topic with these details in mind to be put on a platform for a channel with this viewership, keeping in mind that you can use emotionally charged language to create the title with all of these things, and with all of these things included. That's an original thought. That is an original thought. See, what the AI is supposed to, what you're supposed to use the AI for is to simplify things that are often stressful, right? So thinking about things can also often lead to stress and burnout. Because now you're, oh my God, like, what the fuck am I, like, Twitter and Trump, bad, is it good, great, how do I shock people, I don't know, like, I guess I can use this word, is this, you don't gotta do all that. Just give it the AI and work with the AI. AI will give you 10 examples. Give me 10 more examples based off of line 4. Give me 5 examples based off of line 6. Okay, combine the examples from line 5, combine the examples from line 6, and give me 3 titles based on them. I like the 3 titles. Rewrite the 3 titles. I like the rewrite line 1. I like line 1. Now, with everything above, give me a description in 100 words or less. With the description, give me keywords, targeted keywords, SEO keywords, based on all the information you have here. These are original thoughts. All you need to do, and all you're supposed to do, is let the computer help you to solidify what it is that you want to get out of it. Like, you have to understand what you want out of it first. Once you understand what you want out of it, you know the right questions to ask. You need to know the right questions to ask. If you don't know the right questions to ask, you won't get an answer that you're going to be able to use or like. You got to know what you're looking for. So there's no such thing as like originality, especially on YouTube. There's nothing original on YouTube, right? There's nothing like the age-old saying, and whatever religion you like, there's nothing new under the sun. I promise you. There are no original ideas. There's just new ways to reinvent them. Okay, so I promise you, there's nothing original on YouTube. YouTube doesn't reward people to be original. You have channels that copy channels and repost content and react, and there's nothing original on YouTube. So don't never get caught up in the concept of what is and is not original or unique. You can be unique, but there's probably someone who thought they were unique before you doing exactly what you're doing right now. You just haven't come across them yet, but that's okay. You don't have to. Just keep doing what you're doing. So when I start talking about these softwares and these AI programs, their job is to make your life easier. So let them make your job easy. Let them make your life easy. Okay, don't get caught up in whether or not it's original. Don't get caught up if, oh, I don't know, is it cheating? Everybody cheats, and guess what? If you're not trying to cheat, you're not trying to win. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
I forgot this one.
Get out of here.
No. What's this one? Come on, man. There we go. All right. All right. If you're not cheating, you're not trying to win. That's it. So use AI and let it be to your benefit, as I am using it to my benefit. So going into 2023, we got the graphics down. We got the technology down. We're going to solidify the content strategy. We may even pivot slightly with the content that we are producing. But whichever way I go into 2023, it's going to be using these AI programs to make my life easier when it comes to doing this YouTube shtick. And what I want to teach you and everybody else is how to use these tools to make your life easier as well. Because it doesn't have to be that hard if you got a computer that can do it for you. Ooh, boy. Talk about a pop-up. Now, I couldn't go into 2023 without doing it. So, you know, when you hear this song, that means it's time to get on up out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, oh, we are finished 2022. We did it on a milestone, 1,000 subscribers. Shout out everybody that pulled up, shared the stream, liked the stream. I appreciate that greatly. Shout out to Pain. The background is fly. Yes, it is, isn't it? Most likely, most definitely. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, I greatly appreciate everyone for tuning in and tuning out, man. I mean, it's even though I've been away for such a long time, it's good to just come back, and it's like I never left. That's the best thing about YouTube. When you have a community and you have an audience and you step away, then you come back, it's like you never left because you're cultivating a community. And I want to do that going into 2023, an audience of people who want to learn and listen and be edutained in my own special way. And I hope you guys continue to follow me and tune in and tune out and pick up what I'm putting down. I ain't mean to slap y'all.
Get out of here.
I ain't mean to. Where my dad? I need to. See, it's been so long. I can't even get all my sound effects right, man. But I'm going to get back to it. I promise you. But I definitely promise you guys. Congrats on your 1K. Yes. Yes. Congrats. Yeah. Listen. Thank you guys. Thank you, every one of you guys, for tuning in. I'll see you guys in 2023. I hope you guys have a great night. I hope you guys have a great evening. But until next time, thank you, goodbye, and good night. Oh, and one more thing too. Don't forget. Don't ever forget. We're still gonna keep it technical over here. Even though I made the mistake earlier today, I didn't think I was gonna get that technical. We did get a little technical today. We got very technical. So we're gonna carry that into 2023. So I'll see you guys next time.
I'm a big YouTuber.
each other, carry teasing all day, and when the sun sets, you asking me to come through, kick it with you. Night turn into morning dew, then you feel it rushing and lose control. You don't wanna go slow, for sure. We both already know your place is my place now. My place is your place, let's face it. Baby, you know all the places. Places. My place is your place. My place. Your place is my place. Just face it. No one knows my places like you do. Your places like I do. My place like you do. Baby, don't stop. Got the key to the lock. We in our own zone.